It is Monday. It is 9 p.m. my time. Might not be 9 p.m. your time, but it's Digimode Monday as usual. And my plan today was to do something a little bit different than usual. My plan was ION2G automatic link establishment, and I've looked at the software, tried to get a hang of it, but it was just too complicated with my work schedule and everything today, or these couple of last weeks. I had a hard time getting my head around it and getting everything to work. So what I've done is I've paid for a license and I'm going to look into it because this is a little bit more complicated than the usual Digimode Monday streams. So today we're just going to do what I've called FT8 and chill. I'm just going to do a little bit of FT8, see if I can get a QSO or two with some of you guys and just talk radio basically. So, and I see a lot of the regulars are in the chat. We have John Hummel, Newell here from Canada. And we have LB4FH. And for those of you guys who have followed the chat, he's my local weatherman today. He's been keeping me posted about the thunderstorms all around me. But all I need is just one more hour without thunderstorms, and everything will be good. Looks like I've dodged them all so far. I've had my coax unplugged for most of the day. So that's it. And got my little co-star walking in the background here for those of you guys who saw him. So that's it. We're just going to do a little bit of FT8 here. Andy Cowley's in the house. Welcome, Andy. You're always first, and you were today as well. So I've fired up the radio. I've had a little bit of a look around, and it looks like the bands are a lot better than they've been in a while. The sunspot number is 92 at the moment. The flux is 126. So it's not significantly higher than it has been, but looks like the bands have opened up a lot more. So let's see if I can get the FT8 screen here up and running. And I've just started out on 15 because well, let's see here now. Just got to figure out this streaming thing here. I started on 15 because 20 was just way too crowded, and pretty much all of the world came in. And I see Dan's in the chat, and Dan, FT8 might be a way for us to have a QSO actually. Welcome, Dan. If you're not in the office, though, if you are in the office, that might be hard. But we're up and running on 15, and as you can see, there's a lot of North America and Southern Europe coming in on 15. As you can see, right over, just get my point here, right over here in my grid tracker window. So let's just do it the usual way. Let's just find a clear spot and start calling CQ. And I can hear Chile. So South America, Southern Europe, North America. We'll check PSK reporter in a while and see where we are spotted if we don't get any QSOs. Running about 50 watts on 7300 here. And speaking about radios, while we wait for the first guy to get back to my my CQs here, got a new radio today. The Retivis RT85, I think. There are a couple of videos coming out about it. Had a look around Amazon about a week ago. Looked for the cheapest radio that wasn't a Baofeng or just other branded Baofeng. And I found this. It was 38 pounds on Amazon UK, which wasn't too bad. And figured I'd try it out and test it, see if it's a little bit better than a Baofeng, but still cheap enough for me to lose while I'm out doing soda or POTA or anything. So it's still cheap enough that I can forget it and don't worry too much about it, which I wouldn't do with any of my Yaesu handy talkies. But it looks a little bit more and feels a little bit more rugged than the Baofeng UV5R as of the moment. I've just unboxed it and had a quick look on it. Haven't had time to have a QSO on it yet. So looks like I am calling CQ, but it doesn't look like anyone's replying to me. So let's find a PSK reporter here and see where we're spotted on 15. Oh, we're actually just spotted down here in Southern Europe on 15 and the Azores. So looks like I'm listening a lot better on 15 than I am getting out today. That seemed to be the issue on 20 as well. But the trouble with 20 today was it was just so crowded and so hard to find a free spot to call CQ. And Dan's firing up his flex. And that's a good thing about having a flex, though. And that's one of the reasons I'd really like a flex, but I can't afford a flex. But you can pretty much remote run your radio anywhere. William just got a 4-band handy talkie ICOM ICE90 that is open, so it can do 6, 4, 2, and 70. Oh, 6 on a handy talkie. That'd be sweet. I guess only FM then, William. Is that correct? Looks like no luck on 15 here. I might go back to 20 and see. Haven't checked 10 today either. Or perhaps we'll try the lucky band here. We'll try 17. Just got to swap antennas here. Just one moment. And tune up the radio. So 17 is one of the bands I don't have a resonant antenna for. William says that it's FM only. Yeah, still, it'd be nice to have 6 meters on HT, as also LB0FI says here. 4 meters as a band I've been thinking about. Just haven't got around to building an antenna for it. So let's see, we can hear on 17 here. We can hear South America, Europe, Ukraine, Russia. Yeah, let's find a free spot and call CQ. And also Norway somewhere around here. And I'm doing this the same way as I did last week. I got a 10-inch tablet hooked up as a screen beside me, and it's about not quite a meter, but let's say half a meter away, or a foot and a half for you non-metric people. Running 1080p, so it's kind of sternness on the eyes, but it's only for the stream, and it frees up a little bit of room for me to do my other stuff and see the chat and everything. Let's just call CQ here, and feel free to reply if you can hear me. So speaking of 4 meters, as LB0FI Kjetil was talking about, what's your experiences on 4 meters? I know that 4 meters isn't a ham band in the United States, if I'm correct. I might be wrong there, though. And I know that the frequency allocations are slightly different in the European countries. So, but that's about what I know. And I figured you probably need somewhat of a beam to run it. And it says that 4 meters in the UK is fantastic. He actually swept my antennas last week with the Nano VNA just to see if any of them by chance were halfway resonant on 4, but none were. LB0FI doesn't have a radio rigged up. That's fine. You can still be on here. And both Andy and William says that 4 meters in the UK is a good band. So my thought then is if I build a 4 element 4-meter beam pointed towards the UK, that might give me a chance though. There are a lot of bands that I would like to try out, but I don't necessarily have the means or the radios to do that. Antenna is kind of the easy part, but because you can build at least a dipole pretty cheap. But having a radio for many of those bands are the expensive part. So, but speaking of antennas and strange bands, while we wait for someone to get back to me, oh, that didn't play well with the green screen. This is a LB0 Fox India dipole, and don't worry, there's no hole in it there, but it's trimmed for 1080. Or sorry, 1090 for the ADS-B band. Figured I'd put it up on a pole and hook it up to my SDR and see if we can get some signals from the aircrafts. And Willem says a beam and maybe some tropo might get south UK. Yeah, I'd guess so. It'd probably be just as hard as it is on 6 and 2, I would guess. So I want to check PSK reporter because there is not much going on. How about you guys? Can you hear me calling? Well, I am spotted though. North America, Africa, South America on 17, Northern Norway, Eastern Europe. So yeah, should be just a question of enough CQs in order to get a reply here. And then again, it might be one of those evenings where it just doesn't happen. LB0FI says there should be some good tropo chances today. Yeah, we could. If I don't have any luck on the regular bands, we could try to fire up at least 6 meters, which I'm set up to stream a little bit on. Also got my 2 meter set up, but that's on a Raspberry Pi that I haven't booted up and haven't really checked. And Walt's here. Just got here to watch one of my favorite YouTubers. Thank you, Walt. And the same back to you. And as I said, Walt's channel is a channel that's worth following. Watching him work pretty much the world on a QRP rig on the beach. That is impressive. William says maybe try 70 centimeters fat scan TV. Yeah, that'd be interesting, but that requires somewhat of an equipment investment. So Dan says playing radio and working on SQL doesn't mix. No, I would guess it doesn't. So no, anything writing code while doing other things are kind of hard to do. And Walt, I enjoyed your video that you dropped the other day about pirate radio in Europe. That was interesting. And if you want to deep dive more into that, there's a YouTube channel called Ringway Manchester. Oh, look, I got some replies here the moment I stopped calling. So we got a Polish station here. Let's answer him. No, Sierra Victor, that is Greece. Let's do him first, and we got a Serbian station as well. William says, so then you see the Raspberry Pi for it now. Yeah, you could probably do that with a Raspberry Pi for FastScan TV. I haven't looked enough into that. So, and I'm just going to put the log window over here on this screen so you can see it as well. So that's one station down on 17. But I will not be trying to boot my Raspberry Pi here now for doing 2 meter work. It's the FT8 that I had on the camping stream that kind of didn't work perfectly. Let's get back to the Yankee Tango station there. Let's see if we can get him in the logs as well. So, and I guess you, Walt, you are you're probably collecting European countries now that you are in Poland. Okay, you mentioned Ringway Manchester. I didn't actually catch that. Yeah, I like his channel. And turns out when I watch the Ringway Manchester videos, it's kind of I tend to watch videos about UK radio history that shouldn't be relevant to me, but it's so well presented that it becomes relevant. So I enjoy his videos, and he really makes he really nails the documentary form on his videos. Um, I tried to do the same on my Grimmington video, didn't nail it as good. So, but yeah, I enjoy that channel. There are a lot of good ham radio YouTubers out there, and there are a lot of channels worth following. Doesn't look like I'm gonna get a reply back here from Serbia, but let's see. Let's switch on the rotor and hang on. I'm just gonna swap antennas here. Switch over to the 6-meter beam, and let's see here. See if there's anything to be heard on 6. And no, there isn't. But what I can do, I can point my beam towards the UK and see if Andy or William can hear me on 6. It's worth giving it a try. Got a 3-element beam on 6 here, so that should be good enough if conditions are good enough. So let's call CQ and see if you guys in the UK can hear me. And Walt says that Ringo Manchester did a video about FCC rate in Virginia Beach. Okay, at least my microphone is back. I'm gonna try to unplug the camera as well. So just give me a second. But just let me know if you can hear me. And I know what it was. It was just RFI. So hopefully I'll be back soon. Uh, let's see. So that's what happening when you put through too much power and you're streaming. Um, so let's not do 6 meters right now. I guess that's not not a good idea. um, I'm just gonna try sharing my screen here. Uh, so let's share the right screen. So let's pick something else. I think we'll go to let's see what we can do in 20 actually. 20 is always the winner band on FT8. Um, so it says that my video is low quality. Okay, better now. Yeah, the thing is though, I'm using wireless internet, and I might have done the mistake of pointing my beam straight at my 4G modem, which is it's not necessarily a really good idea. William says my quality is better now, so we'll just have to live with it, and hopefully, it'll get better. And I have to figure out how to cut out this part from the stream that is recorded on YouTube. So let's see. Looks like there's somewhat of a free spot here. Let's just check my power settings here. We are good. And okay. I have some sound card issues, so let's get that fixed. RFI is always funny, but yeah. Let's try now and see. Just make sure I don't step on top of anyone, and we'll see what happens. It is radio isn't easy, isn't that what I said last time? And radio can also cause all kinds of things. I actually forgot about my 6 meter beam being able to cause all kind of trouble if I don't watch it while I use it. So that's probably it. Okay, we got somewhat of a free spot here, and I'm just gonna start calling and claim that free spot. If my radio is going to start calling. Ferrets, more ferrets. Yeah. Actually, my neither my 6 meter beam nor my 10 meter beam are choked. And depending on the direction, that sometimes causes some problems, as you saw. But I should probably choke it in. And actually, my computer mouse has about 6 ferrites on it. 3 just underneath the desk here, and 3 behind the computer. And William had a thunderstorm earlier this morning. Yeah, we have had several thunderstorms here as well. And we actually got someone getting back to me. Oscar Echo 7. Hang on. Whiskey Delta Radio. Okay. I got the OK dung coming out of my Zoom recorder. That is a mic interface the microphone here, but I'll have to live with that. I'm not doing any more audio out, so that little tiny speaker is just gonna have to do it. And next one is next one is a Russian station, and I know what I'm doing now is probably going to cause a lot of debate, and there is a lot of debate, and I am not sure whether to actually run Russian stations or not. And I've spoken about this earlier, and I sometimes do, at least on Digimodes, but I rarely answer them when they call CQ. That's kind of what I felt my way back to. RFI on the mic might be. I am not set up to listen to myself at the moment. So hopefully not too much. I'm just gonna let it go for now and see what I can do. I don't know if it's any better or not while transmitting here, but I'll see what I can do. See if I can put a ferret or two on the mic cable here. See if that helps. Just start with one and see what happens. In the most unscientifically way to do this, by just putting it on somewhere. Oh, it's just intermittent while talking about the Russian. Yeah, there is some QSB going on. Let's put it that way. And I've been thinking hard about it though. And last time I talked about it, I lost about 5 subscribers, so I probably shouldn't. But I mean, us hams would, in a heartbeat, run a North Korean station, without a doubt. But we're hesitant about Russians, and there is no easy answer to this. There is no social media black and white correct solution to it. So so I don't really know. Speaking about that, I'm gonna go back to calling CQ before someone already claimed my frequency. William says, surprised you're not getting lighting in your area. Yeah, let's get the lighting radar up here and see what happens. So see if there's anything close to me. Let's see if I can share that that page here. I gotta stop this and see here. So this is the current lighting radar, and I am approximately where you can see my pointer here. So most of the lighting is to my southeast, and let's zoom out a little bit, and to my northeast and straight north. And earlier today, it kind of split, one going east of me or west of me, and one going east of me. So and it's worked North Korea, and how should I put it? Are you sure it wasn't a pirate? I'd really love to work a North Korean station just because not many people have. But I mean, Russian stations are pretty much everywhere, so it's not comparable by definition, but it's still a matter of debate, though. And it's not supposed to be a politicized hobby. So I'm going to try to stay as apolitical as possible. And he's got a QSO card from North Korea. Congratulations. Man, that is awesome. I'm going to go back to sharing my FT8 screen here where nothing actually happens. So, but as you can see on my grid tracker window, I can hear pretty much a lot of places. I'm just not able to run them at the moment. Let's see if we can pull up PSK reporter here and see. Let's just refresh this. Yeah, 20 is 20 is wide open towards Japan and eastern parts of North America, and then all of Europe. Seattle still answers them. He knows most of the chasers he gets while activating. So, yeah, nothing wrong about that. It's just a matter of thought, and it's just a matter of figuring out where we stand on this matter ourselves. Walt didn't work Russian hams on his last trip to Poland, as he says, but he's rethought it now, and that's kind of what I do. It's a constant thought process, and even though it's a hobby that is not supposed to be political, it should be open for somewhat of a debate, though. Especially since it's not supposed to be political. Because a good debate is always good to have, and it's always good to exchange viewpoints without it being black or white. There is always gray areas in between. That being said, I am not sure where my stand is on this. And my stand is somewhere that it's not the amateur radio operators or the Russian people in general. It is the regime. But where do you draw a line on sanctions and restrictions? Whereas most of the world seem to agree upon. But I'm actually seeing my viewer count is dropping while I'm talking about this, so we're gonna let that be, and let that be a topic for another medium and another time. And let's get back to FT8 and see what happens, which is pretty much nothing. The way some UK operators are doing radio, are those doing radio are not fighting. Yeah, and that's a good point. And Seattle says, try doing FT4. Yeah, as crowded as this, FT4 might be better. So let's switch over here to FT4. Just FT4 is actually pretty well crowded as well for FT4, actually. And I promise we will get back to new Digimodes at some point here. But as I said last week, I got a new job. I got a lot of stuff to learn, and I kind of got to keep my mind not too full. So looks like it's actually free where I'm at on the waterfall here. So I'm just gonna call CQ. And let's see if it pops up here. If I'm going to Retro Game Fair this weekend, no, I'm not. I work at a concert stage, which means that weekends are usually work days for me, basically. And I have the weekend of a field day off, and that is probably one of the few weekends I'm at least gonna get the full weekend off. But then again, that's what I do. That's what I love doing. So So don't really have time for that. I'd love it though. My biggest regret is throwing away my Commodore 64. Emulators are not the same. But I know LB4LI, Joachim, is probably going there. At least he's been there a couple of times. And I actually got a reply here on FT4, but I lost him. So let's get back to calling CQ. I do have some plans on trying out some saltwater QRP work soon. So that might be what I'll be using my weekends for instead. Williams Radio does not want to transmit, and back to what we've said a lot of times. Radio is not easy. And we got a Russian station here, Romeo Alpha Papa Charlie Lima. Jetta says that C64s can apparently do RIDI. Yeah, I saw that on some forum or some Facebook group that someone had found a ham radio tool disk for Commodore 64, and that would be awesome to get up and running. And I guess some of the older Digimodes should be able to do them on a Commodore 64. And on the RIDI stream, I think it was Bert Klaas in Belgium showed us. If you go back to that stream, he showed his RIDI decoder with a CRT monitor, which was awesome. Oh, look at this! Look at this. We got a Japanese station. If I can press enable transmit here. William says, get a pack rat for the old 80s PC style. APRS should also be doable with the correct TNC. Yeah, I think most Digimodes, perhaps except for let's say FT8, which is pretty CPU heavy, should be somewhat doable on older computers. For me, it's just a matter of not having enough room on my desk. I don't know how many of you guys saw my studio tour that I dropped before. I dropped it actually last Wednesday, where I show the behind the scenes look on my streaming. And if you could see what my desk is, it is just too crowded for anything old. And we got Japan in the logs, guys. That's probably the furthest QSO of tonight. And okay, he's calling CQDX. Let's see if we can get another Japanese station in the log here. Let's pull up PSK reporter here and filter it. See, using FT4 and press go. Yeah, pretty good spots there. Let's see if we can get the other Japanese station there as well. And there seems to be a good pipeline between me and Japan, at least on Digimodes. Still haven't gotten Japan on sideband, but I've heard Japanese stations really good, but haven't been able to break through the pileups. Pretty much considering that, well, I'm running 100 watts. And for those Europeans in the chat, field day is coming up. What are your plans? I actually don't know what my plans are yet, except I'm going to be outside in my camper doing radio somewhere, hopefully somewhere where we're as a club are a little bit visible. So we'll see what happens there. So I'm just looking forward to going outside doing portable radio. And this year I'm going to bring my 7300 and do 100 watts for field day. hopefully that'll improve our scores. Our scores a little bit. William's going to be annoying goats with fake trees. Well, at least you've picked somewhere out in the countryside for your field day, then, William. I have only participated in one field day, and that was awesome. Spotter Jutting Amateur Radio, Ben, he's in the house. And welcome, Ben. And for those of you guys who doesn't follow him, do. We talked earlier today about YouTube channels worth following. And he's got a channel that is worth following. So please make a note of his name there. William will be at a campsite doing field day in New Forest. So, Walt's trying to decide about field day. He's worked American field. This will be his first European field day. Yeah, you're welcome to go to Norway for field day if you'd like, Walt. Be portable in 9 alpha. Okay, just help me along here. Is it 9 alpha? Oh, 9 alpha as in Croatia. That's not Croatia, I think. Just help me along. We will do one. I think we'll do one last CQ here on FT4 on 20 and see what happens. It's good to see that the bands are opening up, and 9 alpha as Croatia. Yeah. So hopefully conditions will improve, and tomorrow's going to be another day of thunderstorms. So probably not much radio then either. Actually, my Amazon package that I got today, I got a couple of other things. I got this HYS. Let's see if it shows up on green screen. 2 meter, 70 centimeter HT antenna, which is kind of, you can bend it all the ways, but it's not like a single stick. There is somewhat of a lot of memory in it. So I'm going to take a closer look at that. And I also got, I got some Chinese power poles that I'm going to compare with the real power poles and see if that works or not. And while we talked, I actually got a QSO with another Japanese station here. So that is good. And there is a discussion here about Lima Alpha or Lima Bravo if Walt flies over. And that is correct. You will be Lima Alpha there. The Lima Bravo call signs are relatively new. I think they came in 2013. Because there really wasn't any call signs left on the Lima Alpha series. And in case you come, Walt, you'll be Lima Alpha Kilo 4 Oscar Golf Oscar. Or you could just participate in with a club call sign. Which is probably what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to be Lima Alpha 9 Hotel Portable. So looking forward to my next trip to the United States. So being Whiskey something Lima Bravo 0 Fox India. See how that works. And do some American parks on the air. And that's correct, Chad. Lima Bravo were used for the rookie licenses many decades ago when we had separate license classes, and we don't. And there's also Lima Charlie call signs, which are contest call signs. Whiskey for come to Virginia Beach. Yeah, I've been close to Virginia Beach. I've been in Norfolk, and I saw the sign where it says "Welcome to Virginia Beach," but I didn't cross into Virginia Beach. And that's another story. I stayed at the worst hotel I've ever stayed at in Norfolk. So, but the area is just fantastic. And from there, we went out to Chincoteague Island, which is just a gem of an island. It's just what you imagine a coastal town in the United States as. So, but let's call one more CQ here while we talk. See if we can catch another Japanese station. So, see what happens. Last time I was over in the United States, I didn't have my license and wasn't even thinking about being an amateur radio operator. Well, that's not entirely correct, though. I've been thinking about it all my life, but I didn't have neither the time nor the money to do it. And during 2020, I had some things happened, so I finally had time and money to just do the short story there, and I haven't looked back since. And I didn't really think I'd be a ham tuber, though, and that wasn't my plan at all. Norfolk is either nice or the hood. There is no in between. Yeah, it was actually a nice neighborhood. And you probably know where it is, though. It was a hotel. It was half of it was a quality hotel. The other was sleep in, I think. And it primarily housed American Special Forces flying out. Seemed like the other guests, and it was just so run down and so dirty that it was simply the worst hotel that I've ever stayed at. See what do we have here? And the screen is just so small. 050 Bravo Hotel. So that's Slovenia. And let's do the Serbian station after that. And we actually passed my 45-minute mark now, but this has been a nice and a different kind of stream because there hasn't really been anything to figure out today. It's just been playing radio, which is nice as well. And I have been thinking about streaming either from a POTA or a SOTA, but the thought of dragging not all the equipment needed, but the minimum amount of equipment needed to be able to do an activation and stream, kind of it turns out just to way too much. So that's probably not gonna be an issue. And let's just figure out which screen my pointer's on here. She says everything worked flawlessly after you cut out the 6-meter part. Yeah, now I know that 6-meter FT8 on 70 watts will make my camera and microphone disappear. And that's something good to think about. So let's just get back to the big screen here. It's been a nice stream, and just a couple of new things on the channel. As you see down here, I got the Buy Me a Coffee link, and I've also become an Amazon affiliate. So in some of my videos, there is an Amazon link, and if you click that link, you still pay the same, but I get a little bit of kickback for every purchase, and that helps support the channel. And I got a whiteboard here behind the screen, which is full of ideas. Most of them are, well, shorter or longer. I talked about the power poles, the Chinese versus the real power poles. I'm going to do a review of that flimsy antenna. I'm going to take a deep dive into the Retevis RT85 since it's a cheap radio, but it seems like it's just really, really well built compared to a Baofeng. It's actually got the same feel in the hand as my FT70D does. And let's see if we can get this to show up here. No, it's just too bright, but it's got a nice display for a cheap radio. So I'm going to take a deep dive and look into that and see if it's actually worth it. We will do the ION2G live, and I'm going to do some more parks on the air, and I'm going to do some antenna builds as well. So that's my plans, and some saltwater QRP. Actually, the saltwater QRP point on my whiteboard has been there for ages. I just haven't found a beach which is good enough for that. William says, look up Tech Minds for a review. Yeah, he's got it. Radio Prepper, that French channel's got a review of it. Ham Radio Dude's got a review of it. Ham Radio 2.0. So a lot of people has got review on this radio. I just thought I'd do a deep dive into it myself and see what it's like, because I want a radio that is durable but still cheap enough for me to lose it. Whereas this one is durable, but by no means cheap enough for me to lose it while going around. And my UV5R took a dive from about a 12-15 meter tall tower. So that should be somewhere between 10 and 30. No, somewhere between 30 and 50 feet tall, and it's somewhat survived, but it's not stable. And this is not by any means cheap enough to take out in the field. So Andy says that all the videos on the Retivis radio are different, and they are. There are some different conclusions on all of those videos. Walt says saltwater QRP is what real men do. Yeah, where do you think I got the idea, Walt? Ever since I discovered your channel, I've been impressed with what you do. Just what you're able to work from the beachfront in Virginia. That is impressive, actually. So William still needs to get a hotspot working, all three of them. Yeah, I know the feeling. I got a hotspot somewhat working now. And so hotspots are great. And I don't know if I'm going to keep the DMR radio, though, or not. It's not used enough. I'm thinking about selling it. So we'll see what happens there, especially since we got a fusion repeater right here locally. It just doesn't get used enough. So that's a little bit of what happens here on the channel coming ahead. Filmed a couple of videos today. One dropped today, one will drop on Wednesday. I'm going to film a couple tomorrow for coming weekend and beginning of next week. So there are some videos coming up. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, there's no excuse not to do it. Please do that. You don't even have to click the bell, although I appreciate that you do it. And I see on my YouTube statistics that a really high number of my subscribers have clicked the bell. So that's good. I got a loyal crowd. But anyway, I'm way past my my usual time slot now. So I'm going to say 7-3, and see you guys next Monday, 7-3.